Hello? Am I on? Holy moly. Hey Sharon. Oh my goodness. I couldn't get on tonight. Hey Vicky. I am so sorry, ladies. I could not get on tonight for some reason. And I don't know what happened. It kind of did this last week, but it quickly came out of it. Hey Lisa. Oh my goodness, I was so nervous. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, thank you for hanging in there, ladies. I don't know what happened, but I am so glad it worked. And I thank you for sticking it out there. Vicky, how are you? Oh my goodness. Hey guys. Thank you for joining and thank you for hanging in there. Something is really crazy with Facebook because it just would not go on. It just kept saying that it wouldn't connect. So I'm not sure what happened, but I'm so glad I made it on. I'm glad you guys waited. How are you doing? All right. It looks like, okay, I can see, yeah, I can see me there. Everything looks good. I'm doing good, Vicky. Thank you. It's so good to see you. Okay, so we're late, so we're going to get started. I'm going to turn down. So again, thank you for hanging in there. I'm Kelly Wentworth. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Kennebunk, Maine. And I am going to be showing you tonight a really cute 3D project. Now I want to apologize. I want to start out by apologizing because I had said last week I was going to be doing a candle card that was requested by one of my team members, Lisa, who's on tonight. And she wanted to make this card and I figured it out. But she let me know over the weekend, right before the weekend, that she had to go away for unplanned family business and out of state. So I had to, and I was going away for the weekend. So when I came home, I quickly shifted gears trying to figure out what I was going to do because I didn't want to do that card if she wasn't going to be here. Well, she called me today and let me know that she's back, but I had already made another project and I wanted this to be the candle card. I wanted it to be a stamp with me option for next week. So I'm going to do that next week. So thank you for hanging in there. Let me just show you again. This was the candle project, the card that I showed you last week. And it's like a tent card. And it has a stopper. And you can put a battery candle in there. And it'll shine through the die cut. It's really pretty. You can make it for different holidays. This one has got a snowflake on it for Christmas, and that just fits in there. So we're going to do that next week, and that will be a stamp with me option. So I will post that ahead of time. So if you want to make that with us next week, that would be great. I mean, I'm glad she made it back home, but I had already shifted gears. So, hey Dawn, how are you? So good to see you. Okay, so a couple of quick announcements before we get started. Believe it or not, tomorrow is the last day of our starter kit promotion. I cannot believe September is over. So tomorrow will be the last day to take advantage of this extra special bonus where you get all of the extras. So in addition to the kit, you get 2 additional stamp sets that Stampin' Up! Will give you. You're going to get 16 card kits to make 16 cards, and that is all of the materials, the layers, the cardstock, to make 16 cards with envelopes. And you're also going to get a set of rhinestones. That's in addition to the $125 worth of product for only $99, a free paper pumpkin kit, your literature pack, and free shipping on everything. So if this is something that you've been thinking about, tomorrow's the last day. I would love to have you join my team. It is the best deal in the catalog, and you have nothing to lose. You have 6 months. If you don't want to do it, you just drop, and that's fine. But get your discount supplies while the holidays are here, and you might find that you like it and you like to be a part of it. So love to have you. So that's that. And the other thing, I want to just give you a heads up that Stamping Up is going to be having our big paper sale, our biggest paper sale of the year. So if you have designer series paper on your wish list, October 1st, we have our biggest sale of the year, 15% off on all of these papers. And you're going to get, I mean, there's a good selection of all of these papers that are going to be 15% off. So check your list, check your wish list. You've got holiday paper, you've got birthday paper, you've got the Playful Pets designer paper, you've got the wood grain, which is a double pack, which is a really good deal. You have all kinds of paper, every day, every occasion, and then one of my favorites, the Forever Greenery. So that's on sale beginning October 1st, and that's for the month of October while supplies last. So make sure you get in on that if you're interested. Okay, so what we're going to make tonight is, and I made 2 of these, and I want to show you. You remember earlier in the year I made the coffee cups. Well, these are the K-cups, and this is a mini holder that we're going to make. And it's really cute, and you can have this for any season. So this was the first one I made, and I did this kind of like for fall. Yes, paper sale, Dawn. It's really a good deal. So this was the first one I made, and it really is not difficult to make, okay? And I really had fun making it, so I thought I'm going to make another one. So then I made this one, doing the rich razzleberry. This is soft suede, and this is rich razzleberry. And so I thought this would be a really cute gift for your hairdresser, for your nail salon person, maybe the mailman, a teacher. Really, really cute. So this is what we're going to make tonight. And we'll get started. So I have a whole different one to make tonight, different colors, same thing, but different colors. So yeah, the paper sale is our biggest. We do this once a year, so it really is the best time. 15% off is a great bargain, and I was really surprised with the list of paper that that was on the list. So a really good selection of paper. Okay, so what you need to make this, if you want to recreate or make this after, and I will post the measurements on my blog after this video. But what you're going to need are 2 pieces of cardstock. This is Cajun Craze, and you need it 6 by 6.5. Okay, and I already cut one, and then I'm going to do the other one to show you how to do it, because you're going to cut them the same. So 6 by 6.5. And let me get my cutter. Okay, so on the 6.5 side, you're going to score it at 4. And you're going to score it at 6. Okay, then you're going to turn it on the 6-inch side, and you're going to score that at 2. And at 4, and then back to the 6.5, you're going to go to the 2-inch, and you're going to only go down to the first score line. So I kind of did this. So I'm going to show you. So you go back to the 6.5 side, and you're going to score that down to the first score line. Okay? So again, on the 6.5-inch side, you're going to score at 4 and 6. And then on the 6-inch side, you're going to score it at 2 and 4. And then you're going to go back to the 6.5-inch side, and you're just going to go to the 2-inch mark and go down to that first score line. Okay? And that's it. And you're going to do that with both sheets of paper. Okay? And then you're going to take your scissors, and what we're going to do is, I'm going to make sure I'm on the camera. So you're going to take these rectangles off here. So you're going to cut those off. And you're going to angle the middle to make a tab, okay? And then you're going to do the same on this side. You're going to be amazed at how easy it is to put this together. And you just make a tab, okay? Then you're going to come down and you're going to cut on this score line on the bottom. And then you're going to angle that to kind of make a tab. And if you have any questions, let me know. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Lori. And then you're going to taper this corner. Because you're just making tabs, because this is going to be kind of like a box. Then you're going to flip it over, and you're going to angle it on this side. Okay, to make an angle. Okay. Then you're going to come up here, and you're going to take this square off. Okay. Hi, ladies. Just going to show you what we're making tonight. We're going to make a little K-cup holder, 3D project. And I decorated them on the top. And take that corner off. Then on this one, you're just going to go from the point to the point of this one and cut that. Okay. And then on this tab over here, and these are all going to be in the instructions, you're going to go, let's see, up to here. That one didn't actually show up all that good. But we're going to go, let me measure that one. It should be at 2. Yeah, so it should be right there. Hang on, I want to make sure I can see. I can't see my score line, so I must not have done it very dark. Right there. Okay. And you're just going to cut up on that score line. So this is how it's going to look. Oh, wait a minute. Let me make sure I did that right. Nope, I think I cut the wrong one. Hold on. Let me get another piece. I can't talk and cut at the same time. All right, let me make sure. So 6.5. You'll see me do it from the beginning. I want to make sure it's right. So 6.5 by 6. Okay. And then on the 6.5-inch side, we're going to score it at 4. And at 6. And then we're going to turn it on the 6-inch side, and we're going to score it at 2. Grab the right one here. And 4. Then we go back to the 6-inch side, and we're going to go to the 2-inch mark, and we're just going to go down to the first horizontal line. Make sure I went down far enough there. All right, can you guys see that? Hopefully that's showing up on camera. All right. Is Diane? Hello, Diane. Thank you for joining. This K-cup holder really is a cute little project. Okay, let's try this again. So we're going to cut these 2 rectangles off, the 2 small ones off on here. How are you, Diane? All right. So there's that. Then we're going to come down here and we're going to cut on this score line. And I don't know if you can see the score lines on the camera, but I'm just angling them to kind of make a tab and then make one on the end. Okay, flip it over and do it on the other end. Okay. Hi, Jody. All right. Now, on this, we're going to take this square right off, okay? Take that one right off. Okay. And then on this one, we're going to go diagonal from this corner to this corner. Okay. There. Okay. Now, the last thing we're going to do is on the upper left, we're going to cut up on the score line. So I'll show you how this is going to look. Okay. So that's how it should look when you're done. And they're both going to be done the exact same way. Let me get my little pieces out of the way. How are you doing, Diane? I'm so glad you made it on. How are you, Jody? I miss you, my friend. Okay. So, now what we're going to do is, so these are going to, okay, so there's that and there's that. Okay, so we're going to take that, turn it over. Let me fix that. My goodness. Oops, that's the wrong one. That's one. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to match these up. So you take this tab, flip it over, and we're going to bend it. And we're going to match these right up. Like right here. So what's going to happen is we're going to glue it. So all of these are going to bend. Yeah, so she said, do that, go over there. Hang on. All right. I'm going to do it this way. Glue these together. And then these are all going to bend. And what's going to happen is when you bring this over, this is going to match exactly. Okay? So let's get, and you're going to want to use strong glue. I'm using the new Stamping Seal Plus. This is actually, I think, stronger than the Tear and Tape, but Tear and Tape will work. And you could even use the green Tombow glue if you wish. Diane, are you still with us? All right, so I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. we're going to line that up perfectly there. Okay. And you're going to turn it over, fold this up. And this is actually going to fold exactly on there. So you want to put tape on here. Boy, this is sticky stuff. Okay. And you just want to line it up and make sure it's lined up perfectly. Okay, and there is the base. Now, these are going to be your tabs. What we're going to do is we're going to do the bottom first. So turn it over. You got your tabs right here. Okay, and we're going to put glue on these because we need to glue those down. Okay, so I'm going to do, why is that? Hang on. I'm going to use, hang on, I'm going to use my glue. All right. Make sure your things are tight. All right. So I'm going to glue that down. That's going to be your bottom. You want to make sure it's lined up. I have enough glue on that. Hang on, I'm gonna make sure my glue's coming off my thing here. Let me try this one. There we go. Let me try this one. Okay, now we're going to put some glue on this side. Use the whole length because you want it to stay down. Make sure it's square. There you go. So glad you made it, Diane. Okay, so now these are going to become, we're gonna put those together. We're gonna glue those together, and that's gonna be like your handle. Okay, so we're gonna glue it together to make the handle. Okay, so you're gonna put glue on one side and just fold them together. And again, try to square, oops, it's very strong. Try to square it up. And there you go. There's your box. Now, I'm using a 1-inch punch, and I'm just going to cut the hole out of the center. So I'm just going to bring it down, kind of center it where you think you want it. And really all that is just like a little handle, like we did here. Okay. Now I'm using the plaid tidings. I love this paper. I'm about 3/4 used of this paper. So this paper I was really glad to see is on the sale for DSP because I'm going to be getting another pack. I've used this so much. Both sides, you could use this for Christmas, fall, all seasons. So I'm using DSP, and this is 3 3/4 by 1 3/4, and you're going to need 2, 1 for each side. Okay. Dawn, have you been working a lot? I saw that you just recently went away. I love this paper too, Lori. And then you're going to need 2 pieces of the same DSP at 1 3/4 square. 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and that's for the ends. one. I really love this paper. There you go. So then I used, for the saying, I used layering circles to cut out. I did a scallop layering circle, and then I did a smaller one for the saying. And I am going to do, let's see. Let's see. Season of Thanks. What did I do with that? Hang on. Well, I thought I had my Season of Thanks here. Hang on. Let me look. I'll do Gather Together. That one right here. And I think I'm going to use cinnamon cider. For the color. And I'm going to bring in my matte. Now the other thing, let me see. There it is. Before I do that, I'm going to use the speckle. So I'm using this right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off on that. Just to give it a little bit of something in the background. Okay. Then I'm going to do my Gather Together. Darker. So that gives it the background but doesn't take away from the saying. I figured you were working too much, Dawn, and I know you went away recently, but I didn't know, you haven't been around as much, so I figured you must be doing a lot of working. I'm sorry, honey. So I glued the saying down to the scallop, and then I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. To put on the box. There you go. And then what I did for, get this out of the way, for the K-cup. Now you can do like any of the fall ones. I just have regular coffee K-cups, but again, I use the layering circles and scallops circles on here. And if you do there's a scallop one that fits perfectly on that. And then I use I believe that's a 1.5 inch, and I just matched it to the DSP that I was using. And that fits perfectly on there. I think I'm going to use glue dots for that. And that fits perfectly in there, and it matches. And then we'll do the other one. You like it, Sharon? It really is easy to make too. It's not hard. Like I said, this is going to be the third one I've made, and it does get easier every time. I don't make as many project-y stuff. And then get the other K-cup, put that on there. And again, you can make this, like you can easily make Christmas ones. And then we're going to put a little bit of ribbon on the top. Let me see which ribbon I want to use. I think I'm going to use the Bumblebee. And you're just going to bring enough through here to make a knot. And then make a bow. That on the top. What do you think? This would make a cute little gift for, like I said, a teacher or a neighbor, the mailman, your hygienist. Do you like it? Which one do you like better? Do you have a favorite? Okay, I also have a quick card to go with it. That if I had time I was going to make, and this is the card, and this is a 3D. Do you see it? The one I just made, Lori, is your favorite? The Cajun Craze one? So this will match the card, okay? So this is, again, really easy to make. So I did Cajun Craze, 4.5 by 11, score it at 5.5. Okay. Put that over here so you can see. Get that out of the way. And then I did the DSP, and that is 2.25 by 5. Okay, we're just going to put that right add that right to the left side. I left a little bit of a margin. Now I'm going to show you how I made the 3D pumpkin. Have any of you made anything like a 3D pumpkin using the punch? So I'm using the Harvest Hellos. This is the pumpkin or the apple. I have used this in the past. And I'm going to be using the matching punch that goes with it. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make that. You like the card, Sharon? So I think I used 8 pumpkins. I've got 3 here, so I'm going to show you how I did that easily. So I have 3 already done, just so I didn't have to do them all. Six, 7, oh, just gonna make it 8. Okay. Wash it before I make a mess. Okay, then you're going to use your punch and easily punch them out. I love 3D, and I don't make a lot of them. Again, I'm using the Cajun Craze for this to match the cup holder. So if you wanted to do like a gift with a matching card, easy peasy to do that. Okay, don't need that. So what you're going to do, now you can score these if you want. I didn't on the first one. And you're just going to fold them in half. And I would put a little bit of a burnish on them just so that they will fall nice. Because what we're going to be doing is layering them on top of each other to make the 3D pumpkin. Sharon, have you ever made a 3D like this? Using, whether it's a pumpkin or another kind of a punch? And it doesn't have to be a punch, it can be a die too. Okay. And then the last one, you save. You don't do them all. You save that one. This one's going to be the base. Okay? So all you do is take your liquid glue and match these up. Put a little bit of a squeeze. See how this is adding up here? And you can do as many or as little as you want. Try to line them up as best you can. I'm just trying to show you on the camera, like. Did you make a pumpkin? And you just keep adding one on top of the other. And it really depends on how full you want it. So this is number 5. See how it's getting fuller? Squeeze it. Six. One more. There. And that's how you get your 3D pumpkin. And the glue will dry. It'll dry clear. Okay. And then what you're going to do is just lay it on this pumpkin as the base, okay? And that'll be like the base of it. And there is your 3D pumpkin. Isn't that cute? Okay, now what I did with this is I put this on dimensionals. Propped it up just to give it a little bit more dimension. Okay, and then take that off. And then you see on this one, I kind of did it. Well, before I do that, I want to show you. And then I used shaded spruce, which is in the paper. To put the little stem on. I had already stamped that. My hands are all sticky. There we go. And you can add leaves if you want. I did a couple of leaves also. I'm gonna just add a couple of leaves on there. Sticking to the dimensional. That's all right. Okay. All right. And then I kind of put it in the center. And then I stamped Hey There Pumpkin on it. Yes. Now on this one, I did it with the black. I think I might change it and use the cinnamon. Well, maybe I'll use the black. It's right here. Yeah, that stands out nice. Okay. And I have another piece of Cajun Craze to put that on. So I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to flag this end. Manual flag. And then do the same thing on this one. And I laid that one flat and just kind of flagged it up. You could put it up if you wanted to. Okay. And then I used some of the twine, or a linen thread, I guess they call it. And I did do, on this one, I did a double bow. So I'm going to do the same thing. With this being thinner thread, so to speak, it just makes it look a little bit thicker. You love the pumpkin? And I just made a cute little bow, double bow. And I think I'm going to trim those off a little bit. They're a little long. And again, I'm going to use a glue dot and put it in the corner. Okay, and then on the inside, what I did was I used the cinnamon cider. And I used the saying, "May the season bring smiles and love that will last all year." I'm going to put that right in the middle. And then I used, what I did is I used the pumpkins. I actually used the big one and the set of two, put them on the same block. And then I'm going to stamp off twice and stamp over the words. I love that concept. It just adds a little bit to the inside, but doesn't take away from the saying. You tried to do a snowflake, but couldn't get it to look right. Oh, 8 snowflakes. Yeah, snowflakes might be. I don't know if I've ever done it. I've done ornaments. I've done this with ornaments, and it came out beautiful. There, what do you think? Do you like it? Get all my stuff out of there. I think it's a cute little set to give as a gift to someone. I hope you like it. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Cynthia. Really easy to make. It's not hard to make. I love the whole 3D. People love 3D. It's a cute little card, and I think anybody would love to get this as a gift, with their favorite little coffee or cappuccino in there, or whatever it is that they like. You like it, Diane? Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Again, sorry for the delay of getting on. I don't know what happened, but I had to re-put in my codes and everything, it seemed like, to make it work, and it actually worked after, but I think Facebook's messing with stuff again. But I guess the important thing is we got on, I got it done. I hope you like it. I hope you will try to make it. I will put the dimensions out on my blog, so stay tuned for that over the next 24 hours, and I hope you'll make one. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye.